Hi there everybody, it's Jackie here from Stampingjack.com, and today I want to share with you a fun Easter card. This one I copied from another demonstrator, Dina Rico, and I've just adored her project, so I thought I would give it a go for myself with a few little tweaks. So this is a card using the You're Inspiring stamp set from the Spring Summer catalogue. I'm going to use it to make a Happy Easter card, but you can see that you've got quite a good range of other sentiments here to choose from, which I like. So we're going to use a So Saffron card base, just scored and folded. If I can get my bone folder, is here. Okay, and then I have a piece of Pear Pizzazz cardstock, which I have already embossed, dry embossed with our, can't remember the name of it now, Seaside Waves embossing folder, I think it's called. Okay, but for now we're going to be doing some watercolouring. But to start that, we're going to first of all heat emboss this large daffodil image onto our, we're going to use some watercolour paper for this. Okay, so we'll take our embossing buddy, all over. That removes any oils or static or anything. But make sure that your ink only clings to where you want it. Make sure your powder only clings to where your ink is and not to any static or oils that are on the page. Okay, I'm going to stamp this down here like so. There we go. And take our white embossing powder and just sprinkle that all over. This is going to be difficult to see on camera, but you'll see when we start to colour. There we go. Can you see that? Cool. Alright, whoops. I'm just going to pop our powder back inside. Don't want that getting everywhere. Alright. And I'm just going to grab my heat tool and we're just going to heat this up. Excuse the noise for 1 second. Don't know if you can see that, but the ink is, the powder is melting and the ink is turning glossy. There we go. I think that's all of it. Yeah, okay, so now what we're going to need is our aqua painter and our ink colours. Okay, so we're going to use Daffodil Delight, unsurprisingly, given that we're making daffodils. So we just press the lid of our ink pad like so, and that gives us a nice little well of colour that we can paint with, and we've got some Old Olive for our greenery. Okay, so that there. I'm going to sit down for this, just 1 second. Oh. Okay, so let's start. I'm just going to take a scrap here. Let's make sure that we're in. Yes, okay, so just going to make sure that our aqua painter's got nice and full. There we go. We're just going to, not particularly carefully, okay, we're just going to add the colour down on our daffodils. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit on here. Okay, you don't want too much water because otherwise your colour will bleed outside the lines, and we don't really want that. You want to maintain a little bit of control. There we go. Yeah, just trying to see this in the light. There we go, that's better. Okay. Alright, and then a little bit up here. Okay, I'm going to clean that off, and while that dries a little bit, I'm going to move on and do our green. Okay. So again, not being especially careful, because I want that sort of whimsical watercoloured look. Where I will be careful is where the inks come together, because I don't want my yellow and my green mixing with one another. Okay. Just keep. Here we are. Not a lot of explanation to give really about this, it's just to carefully paint it basically. It's a little tricky because you're trying to see white on white, but like I say, if you go outside the lines a little bit, it's not that big a deal. This is watercolor. Look, it's not precise, so in here. Go. I'm just going to take my heat tool to that, so 1 second. You could leave it to dry, but I want to go over it again, so I'm just going to do this is a quicker way of getting the layers one on top of each other. Okay, so now I want to go back in my daffodils. I'm just going to clean off my brush. It. So now I want to add a little bit more shading to the center of my daffodils. Okay, like so. A bit more on my bud. So when I'm adding in my shading, I want less water because I want a bit more accuracy with how I'm doing it. Okay, adding more color. There we go, and then I think I shall add a little bit more green to some of these bits. And then again, I'm going to dry this with my heat tool. Now you can see we've got some nicely watercoloured daffodils there, but they're kind of floating in midair a little bit there, so we want to ground them a little bit. So I'm just going to close up these two ink pads. I'm going to bring in Soft Sky, which is a really nice light blue. Okay, and we're just going to, this is the tricky bit, we're just going to carefully add the colour, being careful that it doesn't mix with the rest of our image. I'm just going to then pull it out. So we'll start with close in where there'll be a shadow. Can you see that? Just adding a little hint of blue like that, and then just pulling the colour out gradually so you can't really see where it begins. A little bit in there, along the bottom. You can see I'm using almost like a circular motion when I'm blending the blue out so that I get nice soft. I don't get lines. Okay, and go in here, just pull it out. Just a very subtle effect we're going for, just to frame the image. Okay, now I need to fill in these bits in the middle here, so just be a bit careful when doing these. So again, because our ink's dried already and we've got the embossing there, it should help prevent the mix, but just be a little bit careful. Okay. That's it. And then we can just add a bit more, and you can see I'm not using a great deal of water on here because I don't really want it to spread around. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so that's the colouring bit. And I suspect if I wasn't doing that on video, this would be something you could find quite relaxing, actually, sitting just colouring in a number of these. Okay, so now let's bring back in our pieces. Okay, so we have that, and we want our sentiment. So I have a little scrap here somewhere I had. Don't you hate it when that happens? You knew it was here. Let me just get another one. Bear with me 1 second. Yes, I think this one might be a bit small, but let's see. Yes, that will be a little bit small. So let's trim a piece quickly. There we go, and I'm going to stamp that in Old Olive. Let's put that there. See if I can get it straight. Nope, let's try that again. That's better. Okay, so I'm going to pop this up and use my mini dimensionals for this. And I'm going to just quickly make a tail out of this side. There we go. Wiggle it a little to give it some dimension. Go, and then I think I'm going to add some ribbon at the top, but I'm not sure if I want green or yellow. White. blue. Oh, I like the blue. I'm going to add some blue to the top. Okay. So we're going to use our glue to adhere our watercolor panel. Now, because it's gotten a little bit bent out of shape because we've heat embossed it and watercolored on it, you just need to give it a good bit of glue and give it a good press down. Like so. Okay, and then on the back of our panel here, we're just going to add some snail to either side, and we're just going to run this across. Oh, I wanted blue, didn't I? Let's take the blue. Yeah. There we go. Snip that. And then I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to tie my bow separately. Okay, so to tie the bow, what you want to do is make the loop, second loop, cross them over like so, take this piece, fold it through and pull, and then we just carefully adjust our bow. Okay, making it as large or as small as we like. There we go, that'll do nicely. And then we'll take a glue dot on the back and then attach it to our ribbon like so. Got the glue dot on my finger. Good. And then we'll just trim that. There we are. Okay. And actually I'm going to put a glue dot at the back as well, just to hold that ribbon in place. So take our dot, I'm just going to put it behind this piece of ribbon and press it down. Alright, and now we have our, actually, do you know what? I want that a little bit smaller, so I'm just going to pop that in again, trim it a tiny bit more. Yeah, that's better. Go, and then just glue on the back here and onto our card base. Give it a good press, and there we have it. Beautiful, soft watercolor spring card. Oop. Let's make sure that sticks down. Let's just press that over. There we go. That's better. Yes. There we are. So if you liked the video, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And you can purchase the supplies I've used to make this project from my online shop, which is www.stampingjack.com. Happy Easter, everybody, and see you again soon. Bye.